All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right. We have our distinguished city engineer with us.
Good
this morning.
afternoon. Not going to be often. I don't think you're going to see me at admin and policy, but what we're wanting to do or presenting to you today is a modification to our street cut permit process and guidelines and requirements. I had a great amount of assistance in putting this together, but I want to start back here at the back kind of our presentation. And street cuts are something that we deal with all over town. This is where a utility company and or a contractor is normally, 9 times out of 10, they're working on somebody's sewer line. It's not the city sewer line, it's the line from the house out to the street. There's a failure somewhere, a clog or whatever. And so that initiates cutting the road, and then they've got to repair the road back. And what we're wanting to do is create a standard of what that repair is to be. We've had that standard in a written form for quite a long time. What I've done, or what we've done collectively as a team, and I give UD credit for working on this as well, is we've included this in our permit application. And it shows you the 2 ways to repair our street when you cut our street and it's an asphalt road, or you cut our street and it's a concrete road. This is how you put it back. So the meat of the policy change is truly we are initiating a bond. It's going to be called a street cut bond, and that's a dollar value that a contractor has to post a surety of. It's $10,000 per cut, or we're going to let them do a blanket annual bond for $50,000, which means they could do 20 street cuts under that $50,000 bond. That's an exaggeration, but just as an example, a company that does several of these a year, it's more advantageous for him to go to the insurance company and buy one bond that lasts a year, and then he can renew it annually, and it's less paperwork for us internally to keep up with. We've only got one bond, and it's more economical on him as well. But what this will do is it'll give us the leverage that when the street cut is not satisfactory, we can ask them to fix it.
So they'll have to fix it. We won't be fixing it.
Well, that's correct. That's what we hope happens.
Okay.
But if we have to fix it, what we will do is we'll use the proceeds of the bond.
Right.
Sure.
So the prime example here that I want to show you, this is what kind of pushed this over the edge, but this is a neighborhood, and this is the street repair that was performed, and it's unsatisfactory.
Sure.
But this is all the damage that he caused to our road here and over here.
Right.
So this particular instance, we didn't have bonds in place. We are communicating. OCA is communicating with this contractor to reimburse us. That is how we ended up fixing the road. We, the city, went out there and fixed that road.
Well, Mike, I saw an example of this morning. I was walking through my neighborhood, and there was some piece of equipment there that AT&T subcontractors were using, and they've done a really good job in the yard, but it looked like whatever it was, it had claw feet, 4 of them, and it tore up the 4 spots on that road.
I think Selvin's aware of that.
Well, I sent him a picture.
Okay. Yeah. So that's what I've got as a presentation. There are a couple of little things that maybe you need to also hear. We've always had a fee for a street cut, and that's $50, and that remains the same. We are adding to the code some items about a violation fee. More than 3 documented violations will prohibit the contractor for applying for a street cut for 1 year. This is kind of a way for accountability. And we also are incorporating a process for repairs. Normally, somebody asks for a street cut, it takes us a day to process it. We try to be real timely with those, but there are emergency situations where if it happens on a weekend or at night, the issue needs to be resolved because some of this can be a public health hazard. If you have wastewater, getting out on the surface somewhere, whatever. So there's also a procedure there where they can go do the work and then back up and do the permit a day or two later.
Okay.
And one of the reasons why this is important for the bond is this particular instance right here. This contractor's from Jefferson County.
Do what?
This contractor's from Jefferson County.
Right.
He's out of the city. He's out of the county, so it's difficult for us to enforce him
Sure.
other than going to Jefferson County to sue. Well, actually, we can sue here, but, it would be much easier having this bond in place. We wouldn't have to go through that process.
Well, I have had some compliments, Mike, on the recent paving. People have noticed it was a different paving company, and and they were very complimentary, thought they were doing a good job.
We've been pleased. Yes, sir. We have.
Yes, sir.
So guys, any questions?
All right, second. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, thank you, Mike.
Thank you,
Appreciate
sir.
it. Anybody else want to bring something up? Mr. Neer, you satisfied?
Yeah, I think we did it. I did enough talking
You want
today.
to make a motion?
Make a motion to dismiss.
I second that. All in favor?